CBC
level wicked. Toronto police have launched an investigation into the shooting that happened outside of Drake's house and have uncovered that it was Drake all along. Not only that, the mole has come forward via Twitter with extensive evidence proving that Drake did not hire him, and he is telling Drake he has 24 hours to respond with a lawyer or else.
Everybody had Drake, y'all, not the police. Evidence implicating Drake for orchestrating the shooting at his own house to get out of this beef that he had going on with Kendrick Lamar. Drake has been having to go at it with half the industry that hates him. But this beef with Kendrick Lamar has to be one of the nastiest things that we've seen in rap for a hot minute. However, things got out of hand last week when we found out that Drake's house got shot up by some unknown assaults, and fans immediately pointed fingers at Kendrick for ordering this hit. But from new evidence that just got leaked by Toronto's own police, it appears that Drake might have allegedly been behind his own shooting. Allegedly, Drake might have been the brain behind the shooting as a way to bow out of the beef between Kendrick. You know, the same beef that the streets have been accusing him of big losing. Yeah, Drake done took a L, and he never bounced back. Yeah, there's a whole lot of insanity going on around here, and y'all better get in on this because we're about to do some expose bruiserty, because these details that came from the Toronto police are crazy police.
Police confirming a shooting occurred outside the home of Canadian rapper Drake in Toronto. This happening overnight in the wake of an escalating beef between Drake and hip-hop star Kendrick Lamar. This is the scene outside of Drake's home in the city's Bridle Path neighborhood, courtesy of our CTV News chopper. Police say a man sustained serious injuries after a shooting outside that home and was taken to hospital. Police also say a suspect fled in a vehicle, but no description has been released. So far, there's no word on whether Drake was at home at the time of the shooting, but we understand from police that he has offered to fully cooperate with them.
Y'all, this beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar is fast becoming one of the wildest and craziest things that we've ever seen, and it is earning its place among the ranks of the craziest, wildest rap beefs of all time. But as messy as the drama is, nobody could have ever predicted the crazy plot twist that went down over the weekend, because there are new allegations that Drake allegedly put out a hit on himself to make it look like either Kendrick or The Weeknd put a hit out on him trying to get sympathy. Yeah, all what is going on in the world? Dr's got himself tangled up in some serious drama with half the industry, and it's spiraling out of control by the minute. At first, it was just him, Metro Boomin, Cree, and Future exchanging shots. But then Kanye West decided to jump in, Rick Ross decided to jump in, and allegedly The Weeknd has been on this beef. And just when we thought that things couldn't get any wilder, Kendrick Lamar went all the way in dropping diss track after diss track that shook the whole hip-hop scene. But the showdown between Drake and The Weeknd takes the cake for sheer craziness. I mean, Kendrick went hard on Drake, but no doubt the first word on the streets is that Weeknd went a step further and allegedly put a hit out on Drake. Yeah, I mean, I get it, The Weeknd seems very lowy and bled by the light and definitely reserved. But you know what they say about those quiet ones? They're the ones you got to watch out for now. You might be wondering why people think that The Weeknd would go after Drake like that. Well, apparently it's ST from Drake supposedly ordering a hit on someone from The Weeknd's camp a few weeks ago. But as for Drake, why would he do such a thing? Well, it all goes back to their beef that runs deep. It's not just a personal feud between them, it's spilled over to their labels. To OVO and EXO are at each other's throats. So if you're not up to speed on this gossip, let me spill that tea about Drake and The Weeknd's history. Back in the day when The Weeknd was just a rookie in the music game, Drake was one of the first big names to take notice of his talent. I mean, it was obvious to everybody that The Weeknd was a star in the making. According to reports, Drake's buddy and collaborator 40 was the first one who crossed paths with The Weeknd, and then he brought him onto Drake's inner circle. Now Drake was eager to bring Weeknd into the fold at his label OVO Records. although they didn't sign a deal right away. But despite not signing an official contract with The Weeknd to join No.io, they kept working together, with Drake playing a mentor role in The Weeknd's career. The Weeknd even had a hand in shaping Drake's 2011 album Take Care, and he was involved in the writing process for at least 4 tracks. But here's where it gets weird. Drake didn't exactly shout from the rooftops about The Weeknd's contributions to the album for the longest time. It was like he was keeping it on the low. It wasn't until a few years back that the truth actually came out, and Drake was basically backed into a corner and had to give The Weeknd props that he was due, and he gave him some writing credits on the album Take Care. Yay, all The Weeknd was responsible for loving the crew, loving the crew, and take a shot for me, and I can tell that you been prac girl, you look good, want you back, that remember. Yay, honestly, those are some of my favorite songs on the album, so The Weeknd definitely had a big hand in making that thing a success. But anyways, Drake and The Weeknd kept on grinding. But by this point, Drake was seriously considering officially bringing The Weeknd into the OVO fold, because he saw the gold mine of a talent he had in his hands. But here's the twist: The Weeknd wasn't just talented, he was savvy and smart as F too. He was paying attention to how things worked at OVO, and noticed the pattern. None of the Drake signs were hitting it big time. To be fair to Drake, it's not like he was deliberately holding artists back. It seemed to not really work out for his artist. In fact, it's a common occurrence when an artist with a super active career tries to balance their own career while nurturing others. The balancing one career is enough. But trying to stay relevant as an artist while trying to build the career of another artist is hard as F. And very few people have managed to do it successfully. Take Beyoncé for example. She's got her own label, and has brought on board a bunch of artists who are super talented, and should have made it big as well. But apart from the Bailey sisters, none of them are really struck at gold, and even with Chloe and Hyatt, their success hasn't exactly been chart-topping. Chloe's solo debut album didn't exactly set the world on fire, selling just 10,000 copies in the first week, and barely scraping onto the Billboard HW 200 at number 119, and that's with Queen Bee's name backing them. And even though High found success as an actress, especially last year, for music career isn't as huge as you would expect. She dropped 2 solo songs last year, and both of those songs made some waves on social media, went viral, but neither one of them broke into the main Billboard Hot 100 chart. Solo, to be fair, she's got some spots on other Billboard artists, but not the big league ones, and that's kind of odd considering her large social media following and general popularity. But as she's under Beyoncé's wing, and B's got her own superstar career to navigate, leaving limited attention bandwidth for her prods. But seeing all this play out at Drake's OVO label, The Weeknd had a crystal clear vision of his future if he signed to OVO, so he made a smart move, and need to deal with Republic Records back in 2012, starting his own EXO Records. And guess what? That decision paid off, because he was able to chart his own course and really blossom in his career. Honestly, if he remained at OVO, he probably would not have been the big superstar that he is today. But Drake wasn't exactly happy about losing his premium writer. He was bitter with The Weeknd making the jump to Republic Records, and he felt like The Weeknd owed him for all the free promo he gave him back in the day. But shortly after the news broke that The Weeknd was ditching OVO Republic, Drake started throw a massive shade at him, calling him out for being disloyal and ungrateful. However, The Weeknd wasn't ungrateful to Drake. He always gave Drake his flowers and acknowledged the role that Drake played in helping him grow his career. But Drake wasn't feeling none of that, even when The Weeknd gave him a shout out at a concert.